A sales leader, if they're considering putting in a program for their sales team, or leaders within an organization are considering social selling program for their sales organization, they need to think about what's the organizational readiness for it. Because even though it's training around sales, it's still change management. Are there any members of the current sales team that exhibit the behavior that I'm hoping to achieve? Are there any laggards that will be resistant to this program? What is the relationship I have with my sales force? Are they staff or are they independent reps? Because there's different dynamics, whether they're staff or independent reps. Sometimes if I'm going to fund a program for independent reps, there has to be a clear understanding that I, as an organization, am doing this for you to help you perform better. And it's not always well received by the independent reps. So you have to look at all those dynamics, because if there's any red flags in those areas, it could be a detriment to a program. And my other recommendation from a program is that it is a program. It's not a one-day workshop. It aids higher retention and a greater likelihood of ROI because of the amount of information that has to be disseminated over the course of the program. You do it all in a 6-hour workshop or a half-day workshop, and people retain just a few nuggets, and the retention several weeks or months out just isn't there. We run a program that is in smaller modules, 60 to 90 minutes over 4 to 6 weeks, with smaller groups of 10 to 12 people maximum. We want to emphasize peer learning. We want, in between the sessions, we want people to leave the session, go enact what they've been trained on, then come back to the next session, share what they learned, share what worked, share where they're still challenged, and hopefully in between each session, the sales teams are talking amongst themselves, they're learning from each other, they're sharing what's worked for me, what didn't, and peer learning fosters a change management. So you're trying to create a momentum within their sales team.